PSA, if you're looking for a Reddit channel with zero personality and zero commentary, this channel may not be for you. What is good, my little dudelings? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into some r/ChoosingBeggars. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. I want the expensive one! Posted by user Je T'aime Zombies. I'm scrolling on my area's community page and see a woman asking for someone to do her makeup for a family shoot. I wasn't doing anything that weekend and love to do makeup. Some other woman posted their rates and fees, and since this isn't a career or anything, just a hobby, I said I'd do it for free if she came to my house. Military housing, so it's not too creepy for me to say. She messages me the next day saying others were charging her $50 and didn't have the look she wanted in her picture she posted. She came over in the morning and she was super nice. I get started with primer and tinkering with foundation since she was darker than me, but I have a bunch of shades. I'm taking my time and we have lots of small talk. Everything is good until I'm at the last bit of her eyes. For background, my family has just moved here, so a majority of my makeup is in a big box, so you can see everything. I have a makeup subscription, so I get tons of makeup and usually is still in the packaging till I try it out. So I'm putting on her mascara with a brand new one, since it's not very sanitary to share with strangers. It's about $10, so about a medium-tier drugstore brand. I told her she can just have it, since I'll never want to use it again. I also gifted her the faux eyelashes since I wear glasses and just like to collect them for special occasions. At first, she is surprised and kind of senses I'm in the giving mood, and then starts peering into the box while I'm doing finishing touches. Choosing Beggar. Can I have that mascara? She points out my $25 personal mascara. I assume she knows her brands and knows of the quality. Me. That's my personal one and probably wouldn't be healthy for you to put on your eyes. I'm a little taken aback, but just continue putting setting spray and securing her brows, blah blah. I brought up the makeup subscription and she thought it was cool and goes on saying that she doesn't have much makeup and asks for a palette of mine since I have so many. The ones in the box were the ones that I bought and all range about $45. I just so happened to have the new subscription box and pulled out the palette of the month, which is about $20 that I knew I'd never use. I offer it to her. She declines. She is done and looks great. She takes the mascara I used for her, but not without taking another look in the box and leaves with a goodbye. It was a little awkward to have someone ask to have your stuff. It got even weirder when she messages around Christmas time randomly to see if I had any toys my daughter didn't want so she could give to her kid. A week later, asking if I had any makeup I didn't want. Keep in mind, she is a stranger and I literally don't talk to her on that level. I told her no, kindly, both times. Sorry if it's long. TLDR. Does makeup for free, offers free products. Choosing Beggar wants expensive makeup instead. Leaves looking fly as fuck, but still asks for free stuff in future. This is like, oh my god. I don't get it. Like, she's doing something nice for you. Why are you just trying to like help yourself to her items, you know? And especially makeup. Like I totally agree with OP. I would never ever want to share my mascara or my eyeliner with someone. Like never. No thank you. That's just it. Those two things are like breeding ground for bacteria. You just do not want to share these things. Just sell one of your shoes. You don't wear it all of the time. Posted by user RightIG. A small bit of backstory. I come from a fairly rich family. I don't like to brag with it, but it is commonly known. A few friends of mine borrow money from me from time to time. I don't mind it because they all pay back on time. So this is where the story starts. A girl, I'll call her Ruby, not her real name, DMs me on Instagram. I've met her a few times at parties we both go to, and she could be seen as a friend from a friend. We've talked a bunch at school and at parties, but I don't know her that well. She DMs me and says she is in desperate need of money. I ask her how much, and she says $40. I say that should be okay if she pays back in 20 days. My money doesn't grow on trees, you know. She says that she can do that. She sends a payment request, and when I'm about to pay, she says, "Wait." This is where it gets good. She says she knows I have a lot of money and that I make a bunch of it reselling shoes and clothing. I tell her, yeah, but most of my revenue goes directly into my savings. She says, okay, that's fine, but I kinda do need 200 euro. I tell her that lending her 40 euros is already a lot since I don't really know her, but she proceeds to say, it's nothing for me. Bullshit. I keep refusing to pay her 200 euros, and to calm her, I say I can maybe borrow her 80. Surprise, surprise, that's not enough. By this time, she canceled the payment request and stopped talking to me. A day later, I get a DM saying she did some math. She said, if you sell one of your Yeezys, you could easily pay me 200 euros. I, again, decline. Maybe she did meth instead of math. Then she starts saying that she will expose me for being a vulture bastard. I'm honestly shocked and ask if she is joking. She gets hysteric and says she is not fucking around and I'm getting her in trouble by not lending her money. Now she starts saying I should just pay her 100 euros and it would be fine. I say no, again. She doesn't listen. Now she says I should just give her one of my Yeezys to her and she would sell them. I blocked her on Instagram. And the story isn't over yet. A few weeks later at a party, she told me to fucking take off my shoes. Then she started hysterically crying, telling me she got into big trouble because I was not willing to give anything up for her. I reminded her that I barely knew her. A friend of hers calmed her down and later told me she was in desperate need of money and she has several debts. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so she started off by saying she needed 40 euros. How did that turn into 200? That's my question. Is this some rich kid gangster shit going on? What's happening? Alright, my dudes, before I get into the next story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for future hilarious videos just like this one. Random woman boldly asks for more money. Posted by user Tallulah Nook. I'm a student, so I'm not well off, but I have a job and can treat myself now and again. I was in town for market day when a woman came up to me, probably late 30s. I had just bought something for £10 from a stall and she must have seen I was buying something because she made a beeline for me and said she had a child to feed as she was homeless and needed money. I still had my purse out, so I didn't want to blatantly lie and say I had nothing on me, and passed her some change, around £5 probably. She took it, but scoffed at me and boldly pointed out my purse and said she wanted 20. I refused, and she got annoyed at me, claiming I was selfish and the young generation has no respect, and I was probably going to blow it on alcohol. I then didn't know what to say and walked away, slightly worried she would mug me. Safe to say, I'm more wary of strangers coming up to me now. Wow, this is good. This is like literal choosing beggar, like literally. £5 is like almost double here, like in Canadian money, I think. Almost, not quite, but so that'd be almost £10, I would say. I would say between £7 and £10, or $7 and $10 Canadian. I think I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's still a good amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they complaining about that? That can get you a couple of meals for the whole day, you know? Like, I don't know. These choosing motherfucking beggars, my dudes. Managed to get a $1,200 bill in someone else's name, then ran off. Posted by user Cave Flavored. This guy was special in basically all the ways you could ever think of. I was working as an expat at the time this happened, and I had quite a few expat colleagues. Being in a foreign country, working with a bunch of foreigners, meant we got quite close fast. There always were new people coming and unfortunately also friends leaving. Luckily, it was all accumulated with parties. At some point, a friend who I'd gotten quite close to decided to leave the country, so we all gathered in our local bar to get some drinks as his flight was the next morning. We always had shared a bill and everyone would count their own drinks. So say I had 3 beers, Jared had 8, and Jake had 2. Each would pay their own. This worked great as no one was ever sure if they had 2 or 3 or 4. So everyone would just drop a bunch of money expecting the worst, meaning we'd usually had a huge tip left for waiter. If we really had a ridiculous amount of money left, we'd share it between us all to still leave a nice tip, or would just get another round. During this goodbye party, my friend said all drinks were on him as he was leaving. Nice! We all just drank beer, so this was really cool treat, and we were all happy and had a bunch of fun, completely forgetting about the weird guy that was also invited by my friend. At some point, I went outside for a smoke, and I noticed he was giving away really expensive whiskey and cocktails to random people on the street and at the bar. Weird. I went back inside after my smoke and told my friend, "Hey man, just so you know, weird guy is giving away drinks like crazy to people we don't know. He told me he was doing that on his own tab and it would be fine." After a while, my friend decided it was time for him to leave as his flight was at 8 and it was probably 3 a.m. Cool. Lots of hugs and kisses. He asked for the bill and it came to a whopping $1,200. While we, the group of friends, drank for maybe 300 to 400. He tried calling Weird Guy, but he disappeared and turned off his phone, meaning my friend had to dish out all of it. I managed to give him 100 and another friend as well. The leftover from the night of drinking managed to give him another 300, leaving him with a $700 tab that was still double the amount of what he should have paid in the first place. We all paid more than double than what we'd normally on a night like this, just because of a jackass thinking it's funny to spend someone else's money. A few days later, I ran into Weird Guy and asked him why he would do that, and he told me, "Oh, because it was nice to give random people drinks. Your friend cannot get the money back from me anyway as he left the country, so it's fine." I asked my friend if he wanted me to do something, but he told me it was fine and he'd rather just forget about it. And that's how a choosing beggar, ultimate asshole, managed to ruin a goodbye party that my friend will never get back. TLDR. Friend that was leaving said he would pay the bill. An asshole decided it was a good opportunity to get some good karma by giving away expensive drinks to random people on my friend's tab. What a dick! Who does that? You think you're... This is what I don't get. This is the equivalent to people posting choosing beggars stories to get karma, but not actually having the real... It's a fake story is what I'm saying. Am I right? This is also like when you put your time and effort into making videos, knowing that there's a specific type of content missing from YouTube. So you get on there and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this because there's not a lot of other people doing it. And then you get backlash for it for having a fucking personality on a choosing beggar video. Bitch. You're the choosing beggar, Karen. Give me those thumbs down. I love them. Just a PSA, if you haven't been following this channel, then you should know, yes, I'm a foul-mouthed motherfucker. But I do not condone bullying. So if I see somebody being a total dickhead in the comments, you're getting muted and your comments getting deleted. Like, just be nice to each other. Stop being assholes. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you don't like commentary, fine. But my channel has commentary. If you don't like it, move on to another channel. Like, it's not rocket science. I stop a choosing beggar from getting their pizza order, get their food for a third of the cost, and it's not even the craziest thing that happened, all within 20 minutes. Posted by user blue_flame_infernape. Now that I look back on the incident, this could have been a trifecta of lawbreaker, choosing beggar, and then hit and runner all in one. But still not sure because I didn't pay the most attention to the choosing beggar of this story. So let's set the stage. This was a week ago. I'm coming back from college lab class. My girlfriend just flew from Ohio that day for the week and is sleeping to catch up on the jet lag in my car while I was in lab. She hadn't eaten anything since 4 a.m. Ohio time, and it's now almost 5 p.m. PST. So she was hungry like the Pokemon Munchlax, or at least she would be if her jet lag didn't keep her asleep. But I could tell she was hungry because her stomach was growling louder than she snored. I recorded the sound to prove to her later. And lucky for me, I worked at a pizza store as a delivery driver, near home, so I figured, hey, why not? She'll be hungry when she wakes up anyway. Now, the pizza place I work at is quite famous across the country and is even popular enough to have made its way into anime. I might be a part of another subreddit dedicated to said anime. But anyways, our franchise has many specials, deals, and limited time offers year-round, and about 75% of customers call in or make their order online or our app. So of course, many people come in and complain that certain discounts were not applied to the price when finalizing the order. Now, sometimes it's legit and we apply the discount because the system still has some bugs. However, more often than not, it's because someone made an order that the discount can't be applied to. For example, 30% off a medium pizza with 2 or less toppings. If someone tried to apply the deal to a pizza with 3 toppings on the app or by call, the discount will not work in the system. There are ways to break the system and get the discounts anyway, but that's employee knowledge only to catch when someone tries to exploit it. This is important later. Since I'm an employee, I get 20% discount applied to my whole order after regular discounts are applied. Let's just say I know how to get $50 worth of pizza for about $15. Most of it is just getting carryout instead of delivery. All of this is important for later. So I make my order by the app when I leave my college campus, so there'll only be about 8 minutes left on cooking when I get there, given the time and traffic was rush hour for our store. Now, the thing about the parking lot where my store is located, it was terribly planned out. There's barely any parking, so we had to label spots for delivery drivers to park to prevent them from being taken by people going to the bar 2 doors down. But that still doesn't stop random people from using them. My coworker found the best malicious compliance to stop repeat offenders from using our parking spaces. We'll post someday. Another problem with the lot is that the entrances are very poorly placed, often causing 5-car waiting lines just to turn in from the other sides of the street. It's also near an extremely busy stoplight intersection, so we end up 10 minutes just to go in or out of the lot. And the kicker is that the only exit for the lot that allows you to turn left or turn in from the other side of the street has almost a 40-degree decline with no suspension curve support. So it not only feels like the biggest speed bump you ever experienced, but when you're waiting to get out of the lot, you need to lead foot the brake pedal or your car will roll into incoming traffic if it's not clear. Again, this is important for later. So I make it to the turnoff and the speed bump from hell almost immediately jostled my girlfriend awake, but not enough to wake the sleeping beast. No, what woke her up was the police cruiser siren in the lot that looked like they pulled over a guy for damaging the concrete parking block. The thing was broke in half and rolled away from its position, although it looked fresh, so the guy must have just got there and was probably just pulled over for speeding. Either way, the police was giving a ticket to the guy and he seemed to be relatively calm at the moment. But I wasn't paying much attention because pizza and hungry girlfriend was on my mind. So I told her to go back to sleep while I went in and got our food. When I entered the store, I saw that there was still a wait for my order, so I'd take a seat and wait. There was only one other customer there at the moment who I recognized as one of our regulars. So I said hello and asked if she was getting her usual, a medium pizza with white sauce, garlic crust, and only onions and peppers for toppings with extra seasoning on the side. She loves the spice and has made the cook tear up from the prep process for her orders more than once, but she tips great, so we can't complain. She said yes, and my coworker behind the cash register was holding her nose as she brought out her order. At the same time, the choosing beggar of the story enters our store and passes by the lady as she walks out with her order. Now, he must have smelled her pizza because he immediately made a retching face, and just as the lady was out of earshot, he almost shouts, "What the hell is that god-awful stench?" Me and the cashier girl suppress a snicker, and we couldn't even answer him anyway since it's no longer in the store. Well, after that, I start checking my phone idly while waiting and the choosing beggar goes to pick up his order. However, he didn't seem to like the fact that he wasn't getting discounts applied, so the cashier had to run to the back to grab our shift manager. Let's call him Brick House. Brick House wasn't particularly big or strong, but he was well-rooted. This guy was firm on almost everything. Once he made a decision, he stuck with it, and there was no way you could change his mind. Even with a broken leg, he came in and did everything the same as he did every shift. And if you can't do something the intended way, then it's done his way. So the Choosing Beggars starts trying to argue his point to Brickhouse to get the discounts that should have been applied for his $38 order. The thing is, the Choosing Beggar told him that he used the app, which shows you how much you pay and which discounts applied on your order before you finalize the order. Brickhouse tells Choosing Beggar that if he shows him his app order, he can show him how the discounts would have applied. But Choosing Beggar is having none of it and says, "I placed the order, you should see it on your screens." Which isn't completely true. The screen we see only displays the people who ordered and their items, but Choosing Beggar isn't saying what he ordered or giving his name. Finally, after finding his food in the hot case, he's up to pay, but he says he wants his discounts that didn't apply on the app. Basically, he's trying to get as many discounts as possible just by complaining and saying our system is terrible. Brickhouse is just standing there staring straight at him, asking which discounts he wants to apply. I feel bad for the guy. He's our go-to for angry customer service. But as I'm watching this, I realize the Choosing Beggar has the app open on his phone with the order page out showing his order. I silently moved to stand behind him and look at his order. He had applied no discounts at all. This asswipe of a Choosing Beggar made an order and came in with no intention of paying full price for what he ordered. I quickly snapped a photo of his screen and held up the picture so Brickhouse could see it without Choosing Beggar knowing. Without even flinching, Brickhouse's tone changed from monotonous customer service to aggressive "it's my way or the highway," and a smile that reminded me of Jack Nicholson's Joker. He basically gave the Choosing Beggar an ultimatum. Pay for your food with what discounts he had applied. It was down to $29 at this point. Or we throw out the food. The Choosing Beggar was in shock for a few seconds, but in the end, he tried to call a bluff and said he only had $12 on him. Without breaking eye contact, Brickhouse hands Choosing Beggar's order to the cashier girl and says, "Take this out back." The Choosing Beggar is just left there stuttering, slowly turns into what I thought was a quiet Tourette syndrome, and the Choosing Beggar slowly turns out the door muttering curses on the store. Once I was sure he left, I went up to get my own pizza and said, "Hey, if it's still in back, I'll buy the boxes for his order for $10. This was legal because technically they'd thrown out his food, but in reality, they just left it in the back room for people to snack on during break and was no longer counted on as food they could sell. So I technically bought the boxes surrounding the food for $10 along with my own food. Around the time I was getting my order together, I was wondering what the Choosing Beggar had ordered in the first place. He'd ordered a large supreme pizza with basically extra of every topping. Not only was there no discount for this pizza as it was ordered, but it would have cost him almost $30 for it alone, and I just bought it for a third of the cost. But this story still isn't over yet. You see, I had a suspicion that the Choosing Beggar was the one that got pulled over by the police earlier, because he didn't seem in the best mood in the first place. But I can't confirm because I never saw the face of the guy getting the ticket, nor did I see what the Choosing Beggar used to leave the parking lot. Now, do you remember that 40-degree slope out of the lot? If you have a low enough car, then you can't even be seen over the ridge of the slope. And the time is still around our store's order rush, but orders got so backed up that the sub-manager had to help with deliveries now. He left for a delivery about 2 minutes before I received all my food, and just as I was paying for my whole order, Brickhouse got a call. Apparently, someone rear-ended the shift manager's car when they were waiting to turn out of the lot and tried to run for it. Now, you can see the slope area from the store's front window, so when we heard this, Brickhouse, the cashier girl, and myself turned and looked just 80 feet away to see the sub-manager's car with a massive dent in the trunk, and what I swear was the same truck that got pulled over earlier, driving away at high speed, but I could never confirm. So right now it is my belief that the Choosing Beggar got pulled over outside our store, got denied his food for being a Choosing Beggar, and then committed a hit and run against one of my store managers, all within 20 minutes. When me and my girlfriend got home and I told her what happened before she woke up, and she said, "For real? Damn, all the crazy stuff happens when I'm asleep." TLDR, eyewitness police ticketing someone, gets Choosing Beggars food for a fraction of what they would have had to pay, and see the aftermath of my manager getting rear-ended in just under 20 minutes. Side note, not important, but I tried uploading this earlier, but apparently you need to let your account mature a bit before posting on Choosing Beggars to not hit the spam filter set by the moderators. Smart choice on the moderator's part, but to people who aren't on Reddit regularly, YouTube, or audiobooks like I once was, they might have a great story to share, but when they try to immediately get blocked by the filter. Just something for others to think about or consider before considering posting their stories. Well, thanks for the heads up, OP, because I've never actually tried to post in Choosing Beggars before, but it's good to know, I guess. But holy shit, like, this Choosing Beggar is clearly not a good person. Like, not a good person. If it's the same person that got the ticket before, tried to scam the pizza place for extra discounts, and then rear-ended the manager, then he's either just a really shit person or having a really bad day. But I'm going with he's a really shit person. Alright, my dudes, let's get into the last story of the day. This one is called I May Be the Choosing Beggar. Posted by user KeithBrad80. I need someone to let me know if I'm a choosing beggar. I get my healthcare through the VA, and because I'm at 90%, I can go to urgent care several times a year through the VA, and they will pay for it. I recently stepped on some glass in early December. It never came out of my foot, and I'm worried it may cause an infection, so I called the VA to be seen. They advised me I should go to urgent care that same day, but could only send me to the shittiest one in town. This urgent care center usually has hours-long waits with the employees that don't give a fuck or care about the patients, and just in general, shitty healthcare. I tried to ask the VA if I could be seen somewhere else, and eventually decided not to go because I didn't want to be seen there. Does it make me a choosing beggar if I keep asking them to send me somewhere else for free? LOL. In this case, I wouldn't say so because your health comes first. Like, they can't expect that if this place is as bad as you're saying it is, though, like, they should be audited, like, severely. But if it is as bad as that, then no, I'm not. I mean, like I said, your health comes first. Your health is always going to come first. This isn't like in the place of vanity, not like, now I need the Yeezys to be cool or something like that. You know, this is about your health and your well-being. So I don't see you being a choosing beggar in that respect. But, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got for you today, you guys. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please, please, please smash that like button. It really helps me out. Don't forget to comment below, subscribe, and turn on notifications for future videos just like this one. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description. So head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And as always, don't forget to submit your stories. You can join the Discord. All those links will be in the description below. All the different ways you can contact me. And yeah, that's all I got for you today, you guys. So you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video, my dudes.